Hey, it's awesome that we're all here. Ko Priscilla, tōku ingoa. My name is Priscilla.
Hello, my name is Flynn. I'm a chef at Living Springs.
Morena, my name's Nick. I'm part of the maintenance team here at Living Springs.
Get us started, shall I? We'll go to this one, looks pretty interesting. Tell us what being a staff member at Living Springs looks like. What days you work, what jobs you do at work. So being a chef, it's pretty variable for me, but generally it's sort of about 9 o'clock through to about 7 o'clock. Means that we can be here to feed all those lovely kids. But there is a bit of variation. Obviously we all sort of get involved with everything, so sometimes it's a bit earlier, sometimes it's a bit later, but you know, we do what we can do. Working as a chef, I'm sure you could probably imagine it's a relatively similar day as a camp chef, but a lot of the sort of corporate events that come through and those sort of businesses and things that come in that we get to do a bit more for. So yeah, my day is very varied, but very, very cool, relaxed atmosphere. So,
but
really
mostly in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's mostly in the kitchen. Get to do a bit of exploring around, helping out with what I can, but yeah.
And you're now part-time role as pool technician. Pool technician as well.
Of course.
All right, so I'll get a question. What is your favourite moment from working with a group? I have so many favourite moments of seeing kids achieve something, kids being reluctant to join in an activity, but then, you know, after a few moments, getting stuck in and involved. I love watching kids, say at the low ropes, their confidence and their balance improves. They would be some of my favourite moments, but also when I see some of our native birds and the kids spot them as well, and there's that sense of wonder and awe at them. So yeah, they would be some of my favourite moments.
Sure. I'm very similar to you actually, Priscilla. One of my sort of key moments from being here, I got roped in to help out with the tree climb one day, belaying a whole bunch of kids for a day, and just exactly like you said, that experience of sort of, you know, they're a bit hesitant to get started, encouraging them up a tree quite literally, and then getting them on the ground again, going, I'm so glad that I got to achieve that. That's been really cool. But even as it just in the chefing, you know, I'm around the site occasionally, dropping off food, serving food, just having a yarn with people about what they've been doing on the day, asking if they've been enjoying camp. It's quite a rewarding experience just to be able to say, you know, how you doing. So all of those sort of moments with groups are great.
Fantastic.
Actually, one of the things I do enjoy is interacting and working with the volunteers.
Right.
There's, you know, young kids from all over the world, seem to be predominantly German, but I really take my hat off to them. They're 18 years old, they're over here completely outside their comfort zone doing stuff, you know, usually city kids. You know, we have them out on the farm, you know, dealing with farm animals, you know, digging holes. And it's real, and I think they learn a lot, but I learn a lot from them as well, just about, you know, their home countries, etc., etc. So it's great.
Is it your turn, Nick, to have a
select a
question
treat in the jar?
What has your experience at Living Springs taught you the most?
Oh
wow. You know, you like to think you've been around a while and you know, you've learned a lot of stuff, but you know, you always learn, and I'm sure I learn something every day. And I think part of it is the whole international community. I was just talking about how those young people come from the other side of the world and are just so keen to help out. And it's I won't say it's a revelation, but it's very refreshing that we've got young people who can come from anywhere in the world because they're wanting to do their bit. You know, they obviously get reward from it as well, so it's you know, it cuts both ways. But it just reinforces that point that there are people out there who really want to help and, you know, a little bit altruistic. As are a lot of the people involved with Living Springs are quite altruistic.
Actually, I think that's one of the things I've learnt is that you never stop learning. There's always something new to learn. Even though I've been here for 17 years, there's always stuff I learn about this place.
Yeah.
Well, I reinforced about how different pipe sizes have, some have inside diameter measurements and some have outside diameter measurements for some reason. Yeah.
Right, well, on that note, what is your favourite camp food? Well, I'm a little bit biased because a fair portion of it comes from me and the team. I love a good corporate event. Getting some sort of steaks on the grill is always a good time. Some interesting salads and things. Getting some of those sort of interesting things going on. But honestly, our chicken curry that we do normally on the first night, it's a pretty good filling, healthy, good brew, good recipe. Love that stuff.
Ah, cool.
Oh,
Or Nick?
we're still on the favourite food.
The favourite food. I don't think you can go past on the ordinary everyday thing is that chocolate brownie. That is so yummy.
Yep.
But yeah, corporate food, like you said.
Corporate food,
Flynn.
or something with a bit of spice in it, and I can understand why you can't spice it up too much for the, for the big broad audience you've got here, but something with a bit of spice in it.
Yeah.
We do try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, if you had $1 million to put into Living Springs, what would you do? I think one of the things I would do to help the housekeeping staff, because I've got a huge job, is to renew the bathrooms in the bunkhouses. We've done bunkhouse 4 to be able to do the other ones, and even some, extra maintenance around some of the other facilities we had would be just amazing. Yeah.
I totally agree. We've got a huge range of buildings and facilities here, some of which are getting to 50 years old or so.
Yeah.
And there's some money required, re-roofing the main building, etc., etc. And you could easily soak up money in bathrooms. You've got to keep at it every year.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're taking requests, I'm a little bit biased, but I would love $1 million kitchen. But I think you guys might be better treasurers than I am, so I think we might have to put that one on the back burner for a while. Yeah. I'll ask another one. What was the biggest challenge you faced while you were here? I think for me, I came from an environment where was much more sort of traditional chefing. I think certainly being a very open kitchen, having people sort of in your space can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge for a chef. But for sure it's been a positive. And it's a challenge that sort of getting into a different space and a different methodology of working. It's quite beneficial. It was a big learning curve, but I think I've settled into it now. Can't shut me up a lot of the time, so it's a good sign, I guess.
I'm not sure I've had any really big challenges here, but what I really do enjoy is that pretty much every day there's some problem solving involved. I get asked to fix something, and I might have had experience in something similar, but not exactly. And I think it's probably one of my strengths, which you learn from a few years of experience, that you think outside the square, and how can I do this, etc., etc. And I really enjoy that. How to modify something, how to fix something, how to get it going again, and there's lots of other expertise here as well, and so you bounce ideas off people, etc.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, proceed.
All right, okay, so there's just 2 more questions. Describe your Living Springs community in 3 words. Okay, so 3 words, my Living Springs community. I think the first thing would be family, very much so. I think fun would be another one, and enriching. Yeah, those would be 3 words. Family, and it's been a very enriching experience, and it's been fun. Yeah.
I'm very, very with you on the family. It's a very, very family-oriented dynamic. It's very, very cool to be part of that.
Yeah.
I think as well there's a lot of diversity. I think that would be another word. You get the volunteers, the international volunteers. There's all ages, ranges, everything. Little kids, big kids, university, everybody. So definitely a cool range of people, and fun. Everyone's been really, really, they're really entertaining, really fun people to be around. There's a real adventure mindset, which is really cool. You don't get that in many places, so it's a cool place to be.
Yeah, and I'll just add, very supportive as well.
Right.
And also such a wealth of knowledge and experience, because some people have been here for a few years. And you can ask people and they'll say, oh yes, I remember that we did such and such. We can and puts me on the right track of how to fix something or whatever. So very supportive, very knowledgeable.
Cool.
Last one.
How did you start working at Living Springs? Well, it all comes back to horses.
Right.
My daughter, when she was about 3 or 4, our daughter, one of our 2 daughters, when she was about 3, a little switch flicked in her head, and suddenly she fell in love with horses, and she's now 30 and still the same. So anyway, we used to ride a couple of little horses, Sparky and Rusty, who belonged to Living Springs, that were down in the farm park. Then we bought our own horse that lived down there, and we've been through a succession of horses, and we still have George and Tango, who are living down the bottom, that Zoe rides, looks after. Well, we share care, I look after as well.
And that was our first contact with you, Nick, through horses.
Yes, both through the pony club scene, and
that's right.
You helped us looking after Camelot. But anyway, through the years, I've done a little bit of maintenance around the horse paddocks down the bottom, and then I think just after lockdown, when I'd sort of became changing lifestyle, I like to call it, rather than semi-retirement. A police car went through the fence down there. I said to Dennis, contacted Dennis, said, I'll fix the fence if you like. I fixed it. And he said, oh, look, we've got a bit of maintenance work we need doing. Could you got a couple of weeks spare? And I said, yeah, I'm committed to starting to build a house for our daughters in a few months' time, but I'll come and give you a couple of weeks. Well, a year later, I was still here and saying, I have to go now. So I went away for 18 months, and while I was away, every so often I'd see Dennis and said, oh, you've finished it, can you come back? And so about a year and a half ago, I came back. I work 3 days a week, and those 3 days are flexible, which really suits Denise and I, because we can get away and do stuff. And since then, Denise has been roped in as well to help with the programs, being a very experienced teacher who's again semi-retired.
We love having her around.
And she's her forte has always been kids, with special needs kids, etc. Not that the children here are necessarily that way, but she's got a lot of tools in her toolbox. No, she's great. She's great to have. That's my.
So actually, I came here on the when Andrew, my husband, got a job here. And so we shifted over here, and I started doing programs, and so I'm still here doing programs, although
I'd love to have you, Prissy. My story is a pretty standard one. I applied for a job coming from a place. I was running the hospitality at the airport. Wanted a little bit of a change of lifestyle, not quite the same, but similar. And came out here, got about an hour of the lovely John and the RAV, driving around, having a look at everything, and really couldn't see past the lifestyle change, the culture. Jumped on board. It'll be just under a year ago now, so still going strong and
cool.
Pretty happy.
And we love having you, Flynn.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Speaking of which, lovely to speak to everybody today. I reckon it's probably about time we wrap up.
Great to spend the morning with you guys. Bye.